live. What is up? NBA Rundown, runpuresports.com. My guy, Tyler Hicks, and our favorite guy to see for me, on Monday morning, for you guys, a Monday afternoon, JC Zargo. Hey, so as much as, the NBA deserves a lot of criticism, they've been putting on some good national TV games the last couple weeks. I thoroughly enjoyed yesterday, except for the Lakers winning, but I can be a hater later. At least it was a good game, right until the very end. A great game in Boston. That was our only loss on the playbook, 3-1 on the playbook. To get access to that playbook, runpuresports.com. JC, what did you think of yesterday's games? As we had great games morning through night. And in the end, your Memphis Grizzlies could not get it done, but they covered the spread.
Yeah. It's, it was a nice win for the Clippers. Beating a jawless Grizzlies is not that impressive, but
the Clippers always play fine without. The Grizzlies always play fine without him. Tyus Jones is the best backup in the league. He's like Steve Young.
Bro, one of my biggest hit pieces was how I wrote an article about how the Grizzlies are better without Ja Morant. I looked at his stats this year. He's kind of come a long way. He's got a lot more leadership this year. More of a team player, but now he's just throwing that all away. As far as the games, though, disappointing for the Clippers. Losing to your Kings earlier in the weekend. The game against Memphis, I guess, was nice. And then that Phoenix-Dallas game, that was a heck of a battle.
All right, boots on the ground. Ja Morant obviously making a lot of news. I think they're kind of overdoing it in the national media, and I'm going to keep most of my thoughts off the air because whatever. But what is the feeling around this little controversy in Memphis?
It's not.
They're acting like he shot somebody.
But you know all the other stuff that's been coming out?
Yes, I know the other stuff, but why is this the one that pushed him over the edge? This is the weakest one out of everything that's happened.
I would agree with the incident happened in Denver. How'd he get there, spread? Team plane. Big no take gun on team plane.
That's a
big no.
What is that? The Gilbert Arenas rule?
They said this could be like a 50-game suspension. That's why they kind of just like the 2-game thing just kind of disappeared and he's suspended indefinitely. Like this could come down as a lot worse. But Adam Silver's also a pushover, so he might just be like, here, go back and play. This isn't the David Stern days anymore.
Yeah. So what's the thought? Boots on the ground in Memphis. What are they saying about all this?
They just think he's an idiot. This dude has so much in front of him. He's going to get an all-time contract this offseason. He's got this deal with Nike, and he's just pissing it away, doing stupid stuff, trying to be a gangster when the kid went to private school. That's not him. This isn't, a problem of taking, the kid out of the projects. He's just being stupid. That whole incident with the 17-year-old last summer was wild.
That's terrible. That's way worse than throwing a gun around in a strip club. You didn't even fire it.
I actually worked at the finish line where he basically sent his goons in to attack one of my employees. It was my off day. His mom came into the store.
Wait, you worked there at the time?
Yeah, I did. I used to do stock for them. Just in my
Bro, you have so many good stories. I'm so happy you're on every Monday. You've been a mascot. You had people that work for you assaulted by NBA stars.
It was so dumb too. So basically what happened was his mom was shopping and she didn't like how the employee treated her. And it wasn't anything nasty. It's just I don't know, she wasn't getting superior customer service from a minimum wage employee. And then she called Ja, and Ja and his boys rolled in, and they're trying to come into the back and start trouble because we told the kids just get off the floor. And then we ended up calling mall security. And it was funny because it didn't really make the news at the time. And now with all this stuff unraveling, it's kind of hit the mainstream.
Do you think Adam Silver's going to interview you about this?
Maybe. Wow. I hadn't even thought about that. I should be ready. I'll get my statement ready and gather my thoughts.
What was the feeling in the store at the time?
Like I said, that particular day was my off day, so I wasn't there, but everyone just kind of said it was kind of – I think the employee that messed up with his mom was kind of the most scared, but it kind of did seem – I don't know. Some people overreacted and thought they were going to shoot him, and other people understood it was kind of posturing thing and nothing. Like, Ja Morant is not going to go have someone killed for disrespecting his mother. Like, right, you're not going to do that. And
was it even disrespect, or was it just a 17-year-old kid that like doesn't want to be at work?
Pretty much. Yes, it was that.
Dude, you always have the inside scoop. Can you believe this, Tyler?
Yeah, this is wild.
Okay, so let's see.
Before we get into more basketball, Spread, how you feel about your quarterback leaving? He's a Saint now.
Is it official?
Yeah,
it's official.
Good for him. I mean, he might do well there. I mean, it's his first time playing with a good defense. I don't know how the offense looked last year, but that's some nice weapons, right? Kamara, Olave.
Pretty decent.
I don't know. Is Slam Boy ever going to play again?
He's also in a division where he just basically de facto number one quarterback in that division right off the bat. He's the best quarterback in that division. There's no arguments there.
Yeah, so good for him. I mean, I'm rooting for him. I always wanted him to succeed here. He seems like a really good person overall, right? I mean, I don't think he's ever attacked any mall security right? I mean, he's out there like doing his church. Like, he doesn't go to strip clubs and doesn't bring weapons.
Still wish he had never broke his leg when they had that really good season that one time.
Yeah, and he's never been the same player after that. He was skittish for like 3 or 4 years after that.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back to basketball. Actually, we'll go to you, Tyler. Your favorite team beat the Celtics again. Is that 3 times in a row? What's up with that matchup?
It's a fucking second time we bet on them or bet against them, and they bit us in the ass, though. So
I mean, yeah, and I'll tell you what, I thought that we were going to win the bet, and I told you because you messaged me, and I had gone. I thought we were going to win. I was like thinking we might go 4-0. I'm gonna go make myself a steak.
That would have been 5-0. We went 4-1 yesterday.
Oh, was it 4-1? I thought I had a lot of money in my account. Okay, great. So we went 4-1 yesterday. I was making a steak, and you texted me, and you said that they just completely melted down. So I didn't see the meltdown. I did watch the 2 overtimes. I know that you had a lot of criticisms of the coach. What were your thoughts there on why the Celtics just can't beat the New York Knicks?
It's not just the Knicks. I think when it comes down to it in the playoffs, if say they do get to that matchup with the Bucks, I think like we all talk shit on Budenholzer and him being this bad coach. He doesn't really do anything.
I never did. I was always defending him.
But I've been a guy that's talked shit on him. But this Celtics coach legit just stands there and does nothing. He does absolutely nothing. Like, I don't want to. Travis talked about him being a top 10 coach. We'll talk about that tomorrow with Travis because the dude ain't.
Travis isn't like Ty Lue. So, I mean,
yeah, the dude's not even top 20. Like,
I don't like Ty Lue either.
They weren't even calling plays at the end of the game, Spread. He was just letting Tatum just walk up and down the floor and fling threes. And Tatum missed like 7 straight threes. They're shooting themselves out of the game. They're running no plays. There's nothing drawn up for Jaylen Brown, who got you to overtime, getting to the hoop. It was just a terrible sequence for the Celtics. And I think it's going to be one of those red flags that shows big time in the playoffs.
In his career, Tatum's like one of like 20-something from 3-point range.
And I hate to say it, like they match up well with Philly. I think they could beat Philly. If Philly makes that a very good series and Embiid and Harden are playing out of their mind and it's going to come down to the coaches, I think Rivers has an advantage. And I hate Doc Rivers.
I really hate pretty much any Clippers coach because they've all been terrible. But I don't understand the hate on the Celtics coach. Like the dude just doesn't need to do anything. That's how good this team is. I think.
Yeah, but when he needs to adjust or do something, he does nothing. That's where Udoka was different, and he made the adjustments late in games and pushed them over that hump.
That's fair, and I think it'll be very obvious in the playoffs if you're right or if he can make the adjustments when it matters most.
All right,
on that Spread.
I don't have a hot take on the coach. I really don't know.
We always talk about this being like he got handed the keys to a Ferrari.
Uh-huh.
Well, guess what? The Ferrari's a manual, and the dude's never drove a manual before. It's time to shift.
It's a regular season game, though, right?
But it's multiple we've seen that where they collapsed against Brooklyn. He couldn't adjust to whatever Brooklyn was doing. Brooklyn's nowhere near as good as the Knicks are right now. The Knicks did the same thing. They had the Knicks dead. The Knicks started.
Is this a referendum on the coach or is it a referendum on Tatum, the lead player?
I don't think it's just Tatum, though. Like, there's other guys on the floor. You got to be able to draw up plays. Like, you shouldn't be letting your star player just take every shot up and down the floor. Like, all right, he's missed 5 straight threes. Let's
I mean, if you're Monty Williams, you should.
Yeah, if it's they had Jaylen Brown standing there. It's like, give the ball to Jaylen Brown. Let him run the pick and roll. Get Tatum off ball. Like, he's missed 5 straight pull-up threes 10 seconds into the shot clock.
All right. Anything more on that Celtics-Knicks game, JC?
No, it was really interesting, though, just seeing, I mean, after that nice win against Cleveland, which we're about to talk about, the rematch, it was disappointing to see them falter in their last 2 games. I still don't think it's anything to be concerned about. I think they'll be fine, but Tyler could be right, and we could see this team implode in the playoffs.
Dude, Cito could be taking the ultimate victory lap after we laughed at him on Wednesday for picking the Knicks to win the conference.
Do you guys see the 6 Man of the Year awards?
It's going to be quickly, right? It's got to be quickly, right?
Well, quickly was like 35-1 last week. Dropped all the way down to 5-1, and now he's minus 130 ahead of Brogdon.
It's because there's really no good candidates this year.
There's really not.
Yeah. And Brunson's creeping his way into the most improved player with Markkanen out now, and SGA just kind of hanging out.
That SGA stuff, well, I don't want to talk about injuries, but it seems like it's ridiculous, dude. It seems like they just don't want to win.
But when you go look at the standings a little bit more, it's like, well, they can't get to the bottom 4, but they could be that 5th team right on the outside looking in.
I know, and it's a deep draft. You know what I read? That the next year's draft is terrible. Do you know who Jonathan Gavoni is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said the 2024 draft, there's no one that's worth it.
It's way too early to say. I mean, like,
it is pretty early to say, but also when you come behind this draft class, it's gonna take a lot.
That's fair. But I'm just saying, like, some junior or some kid that's a sophomore, junior now is going to have a great year next year. Some kid's going to come out of high school and just blow up the scene.
Just look at these guys that are rookies right now. They came behind the Cades and the Jalen Greens that everyone was all hyped about. And everyone overlooked Paulo, and Paulo might be the best player out of that entire group from the past 2 years.
Tanner knows what's up. It's the Bronny draft. How could we forget?
I thought he's 2025.
No, because he'll be in college if he's a one and done.
It's if they change the rule on the CBA this offseason.
Yeah, because he's a senior. He's a senior in high school right now.
Yeah.
So he'd be in college.
They might change the rule this offseason, though.
Huh?
There's no way he comes fresh out of high school.
No. I'm saying is next year he'll be a freshman in college, so that'll be his 1 year making
2025 is draft.
No, 2024.
No, this is the 2023. Next year is 2024. He'd be in 2025.
No, he'll be in 2024 because he's high school now. Next year he'll play his year of college and he'll be ready for the 2024 draft.
Let's not talk about Bronny.
Yeah.
I want to talk about we talk about these American AAU kids are spoiled. Does anyone whine more than Luka Doncic?
That dude, he's fallen down my list so far. The Teletubbies climbing spread, he's getting higher on my list because the dude doesn't cry.
But that was a great game. That was a lot of fun.
He was foul hunting that entire game because the dude couldn't make a single shot. That's all he does,
dude.
And then he tried to get the and one at the end of the game and he missed the layup. I was like, that is what you get for trying to foul hunt that entire game. And then Booker wasn't. Everyone's like, oh, Booker was talking trash. Booker was talking trash. He looked at the ref and said that was a foul, and Luka ran over and started crying to Booker.
They were like smiling and stuff. But dude, Phoenix looks so good. I mean, it's only been 3 games, but they have to be the favorite to come out of the West, right?
I don't think it's even close. I don't know who's gonna be able to compete with that.
What do you think, Tyler? Can my guy Jokic, can he compete with that Phoenix team?
No, that Phoenix team. I mean, those two guys are shooting. What do they say? The lowest they've shot is 50% together. Yeah. You just watching the plays they run, it's like, all right, pick and roll. One guy comes across the middle, like right across the free throw line. You're scared they're going to shoot that little mid-range fade. The guy steps up away from Ayton, and then they bounce past it into Ayton, and he dunks it. Or it gets kicked to the corner. And Okogie went 0 for 8 from 3. He's been hitting those corner threes. When those are falling, good luck beating this team. They're going to get whatever bucket they want.
I think the only team that can rival them would be a healthy Warrior squad. Otherwise, I think it's their conference to lose.
What did you think about the Warriors and the Lakers yesterday? Sorry with you, JC.
I didn't watch hardly any of that game.
All right, I watched it. I was surprised Anthony Davis looked great. What did you think, Tyler?
It was a little like it seemed like the Warriors were playing slower. It seems like Steph's just trying to get work back in. It was his first game back. Mm-hmm. Missing Wiggins is still big here. I mean, the Warriors are pretty much, they're not into the play-in, like, for sure. They have the better seeding. The Lakers are fighting for that spot. They know they need those wins against Golden State because that could be one of the teams they tie with late. And to lose the tiebreaker and push your way out would suck. So they fought for that game. AD had a great game, and that's how they had to win that game. He had to come out and play like that, and he did.
Kind of scary as a Laker hater seeing AD play like that. I'll tell you that much. So
I hate all the casuals coming out and being like, Lakers 3 games out of the 5 seed. It's like, dude, it's been that way for like the full season. The bottom half of the West has been separated by 3 games forever.
I mean, at least they're not photoshopping right now, so we got credit for that. All right, anything more on yesterday's or the whole weekend's game before we move on?
What's up with Brooklyn?
What's up with them? What do you mean?
What's up with them? They're like an average team.
Yeah, they haven't dropped in the standings like I would have expected them to.
They had a little bit of a cushion, and the teams behind, I think the teams behind them that could have caught them were like Miami, and they were 4 games back of them when this all came out of break. So they had that bit of a cushion. The Knicks kind of just walked right past them.
Yeah, I guess they do, but still, it'll just kind of be interesting to see, like, are they, like, is some team just going to get an incredible first-round draw?
Oh, yeah, somebody's getting a nice matchup in the first round, probably.
Yeah.
Because even if they fall into the play-in, if they're one of those top 2 seeds in the play-in, like if they play a Washington in that first play-in game, I think they could win that game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Washington pissed us off on Saturday, losing to the Raptors at home. Wow, that wasn't good. We should tout though. We did. What did we have on Friday night, Tyler? Would we go 6-0?
Yeah, it was 6-0. Was it 6-0 on Friday night? Yeah, it was Friday night. You got Travis on. Yep.
Yeah, we had a member bet $10. Took every RPB tag, 430. So we're going to look to do that again tonight as we continue. We're close to going undefeated yesterday, 4-1 on the tag. So, hey, even though this season's been a grind, I don't understand how the players do, dude. I'm getting worn down just capping this stuff every day. But we're going to continue to give you guys the winners, and that's what we're going to do right now. Let me pull up my favorite online sportsbook bookmaker. Get these NBA lines, and we're going to break down the games. I don't have the projections in yet, so we'll just be talking through the games, listening, taking Tyler's advice, and talking to JC Zargo about the best ways to approach these games. So the Boston Celtics coming off that tough loss, right? I mean, double overtime, maybe a tired team. Not an easy task tonight. They travel to Cleveland. They take on the Cavaliers. My total is only 218.5. These Cleveland Cavaliers, they give up the least points per game per team, so it's a combination of great defense and the slower pace. They're laying 6.5 in a game with the total that's only 218.5. Tyler, do we expect that your favorite coach, Red Auerbach, reincarnated there to hold his players out tonight? I see Jaylen Brown questionable, Jason Tatum questionable, Al Horford doubtful, Malcolm Brogdon questionable. No Robert Williams tonight, although Donovan Mitchell is questionable on the other side, and we know that is a real injury. He's talked about it. How do we approach this game between the Cavaliers or the Celtics, or do we just cross it off till we get the news?
Yeah, I think we just got to cross it off till we get the news, because just all the names on here, like the 2 bigs out for Boston, I think you can go in on the Cleveland bigs rebounds props right off the bat. Mm-hmm. I don't mind those. I think Allen and Mobley could just feast on the boards because there really are no backup bigs in Boston. Like Blake Griffin and these guys aren't going to keep them off the boards. But with Brown, Brogdon, and Tatum on that injury report and Mitchell on the other side, I think you just have to wait and see how that plays out. Because the way I'm thinking this plays out, I think you get Brogdon with him sitting yesterday. And I think the 2 main guys sit in Brown and Tatum. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Smart pop up here late, because he did seem to get hurt late in that game, and he was limping around towards the end too. So won't be surprised to see him be a late add to this injury report. But I don't think there's anything you can really do with this game yet outside of the Cleveland bigs props.
If they punt, that's great for me and Austin. Nadesify. Bucks, right?
And they're just letting them run away with the 1 seed.
Go, yeah, great. I mean, I'm saying we. Title's gonna love that, but the Bucks deserve it. Best player in the NBA. I love it. To me.
But speaking of that, since we don't get to talk about him today, did you see what he did yesterday at the end of the game?
Who?
Giannis.
No,
He walked up to the hoop with about 1 second left and just stood there by himself and just threw the ball at the rim.
To get the extra rebound and the triple-double? I did see that. Yeah. Hey, good for him. He knows the DFS guys played him. Yeah, names if I saw it. JC, are we just scratching off this game when it comes to the Celtics or the Cavaliers, or do you have an angle that I have not seen?
Yeah, I don't know. My injury report on covers, I only saw Brogdon questionable, so I was assuming we had a fully Celtic squad. I wrote this up in my best bets. It was my understanding that everyone was playing, and I thought this Boston +6 was a joke. The line makes a little bit more sense, but man, I just think either way, I think it's going to be a tight game. And I just think 6 is too many. I mean, the line opened at 4.5, which I think is more appropriate. So even with that, man, I just think too many points. I'll take the risk of even those guys being out and just let me take 6.
Wow. Okay. So JC's getting involved. He likes the Boston Celtics there. And Tyler, of course, I know that they're going to be, you said take some rebounding props there for the Cavaliers, but we're not going to get anything on that Boston side yet. The Portland Trailblazers, who got the win in Washington yesterday. I had that game on. Who hit it? Was it Nasir Little hit that big shot there at the end?
Yeah, to beat the Magic.
That was fun for them. So they're staying there in the plan. I'd like to see some playing Dame, so I'm rooting for them. They have a pretty easy matchup tonight. The Detroit Pistons and James Wiseman taking the floor. Bojan Bogdanovic is out. Alec Burks is in. Jalen Duren's out. Killian Hayes is questionable. This is just ridiculous.
The guy you just talked about is questionable.
Yeah. Nurkic is out, Simons is out, Winslow's out, Isaiah Stewart's out. Detroit is tanking. What do you think, Tyler?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's Portland or pass here. I know they just played yesterday, but they need this win more than anything. You talk about them being in the play-in. Well, they are currently 3 teams out of the play-in. They are behind Oklahoma City and the Lakers. So they need this win more than anything. It's a freebie, basically, with playing Detroit, who have won one of their last 11 games, 2 of their last 12 at home. They're in full tank mode. It's Jeremiah Grant's revenge game. I don't hate taking that over 22.5 points over his 2.5 threes. It's his old team. He's going to put up numbers here. And they're in Detroit, so I think you get a little extra motivation for him. And it gets help off of Dame, who had a big game yesterday. So I'm on Portland. I'm on through Jeremiah Grant's props also.
All right, JC, what are your thoughts here when the Trailblazers take on the Pistons? You have to be a gambler to watch this game.
Yeah, without a doubt. I agree with Tyler, though. There's no reason to bet Detroit in this one. Looking at the standings, it's pretty odd to see Portland down in that lottery pick area. They're just a team that doesn't belong there. They have playoff aspirations. I mean, Dame wants, to make a run. Well, I don't really think that's going to happen.
Wouldn't that be the best gift to Dame ever, though?
What?
Miss the playoffs, win the lottery, you get Victor. Now you don't have to.
I would love to see it. Like it's so hard to. I feel so bad for Lillard. Like, just such a crappy situation. Kind of like Young, but I think he definitely has handled it a lot better than Trey has. So that'd be great. But I do think we'll see them in the playoffs. So I think they'll get hot here, as they're only half a game out from the play-in, and I think they'll be on the upper. I think they'll be at least a 7 or 8 seed by the time playoffs roll around.
All right. So JC likes the Blazers, but hey, who's betting on the Pistons right now? I mean, just they gotta just make the lottery flat, man. I mean, this end of the season is such a grind with half these teams.
I think if you made the lottery flat, it would be even worse, though.
Why?
Because then when you had, I think we lost JC. Pull his banner off real quick. But yeah, I think if you flatten out the lottery, those teams that are right on the out, like say for instance, Pelicans right now, they're kind of teetering. They got them guys injured. They're not going to make any noise in the playoffs, even if they get there. They just blow it up right now. They're like, we're done. Everyone sit down. We'll go be the 9th seed in the West. Let's win the lottery and then be a dynasty for the next 12 years.
They're not gonna...
You would have so many teams trying to drop out of that 8 seed that are just injuries or something happened, and then they just win the lottery. You would have more like how you hated the Lakers when they did what they did and they had all these guys, and the Magic Johnson days when they had all their guys and Kobe and them. You would have multiple teams that just do that. So that'd be my take on flattening out the lottery.
I say you do it. Let's get weird. And we got to pick all 13 spots, too. JC.
What do you mean by pick all 13 spots?
Like, you know how right now it's top 4 and then it goes to the record? We're pulling 13 ping pong balls. Let's get weird. Or 14. Let's just get weird. Let the Pelicans get the number 1 pick. Don't make these great players go to these terrible franchises. Although the Pelicans aren't a good franchise, but you understand my point. All right, that's not going to happen, though. That would require Adam Silver having a backbone. That guy's probably – I mean, can you imagine Adam Silver lifting weights? The Philadelphia 76ers are minus 6.5. They're in Indiana. They're taking on the Pacers. The total is 233.5. Halliburton's going to play, right? I see.
He's not on the injury report.
Correct.
Give me the Pacers. What do you think, Tyler?
I agree. Give me the Pacers also. They won 4 of their last 6, covered 5 of those games. I know he's only been back for 1, but he makes this team just so much better. They were in the playoff picture early in the year when he was fully healthy, and then he gets hurt, and they've been teetering ever since. So I think they pushed their way towards the play-in towards the end of the year. It is a perfect matchup for Buddy Hield, shooting guard smash Philly. He needs to get his shot right for this Indiana team. And Philly hasn't done well in Indiana. They've only covered 1 of the last 7 trips there. I think they win the game, but I think you get a very close contested game with the Pacers tonight.
Who do you like better, Tyrese Maxey or Emmanuel Quickley?
As a player?
Question, huh? Yeah.
They're the same exact player.
Right.
They are the same exact player.
Somebody cloned them. All right. What are your thoughts here, JC?
It's almost like they were on a college team together.
Were they? Were they both on Kentucky?
Yeah, they were both Kentucky guards.
You love Kentucky, huh? Most talent in the – are they still like that, or are they falling off?
They're still pretty good, but it's just like an off year for them. They have the talent there, but just don't know what's going on.
All right. JC, Sixers, Pacers, your thoughts?
Yeah, I thought I was going to get different by picking the Pacers, but I see we're all on the same page. Pacers have won 5 of their last 6 at the spread, and they've won 5 of their last 6 at the spread against Philly. So I think it's an easy spot here. I think there's a chance they win outright, but 6.5, that's a real easy wager.
Plus 203 if you want to get crazy with that on that Pacers money line. Any props for either of you gentlemen?
I like Embiid's rebounds here. His last 3 trips to Indiana, he's grabbed 13, 21, and 13. They're giving up about 17 rebounds to centers per game over the last 30 days.
It's because Miles Turner hangs out over by the three-point line, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
This could also be a spot for maybe a sprinkle on a Harden triple-double. Because with you saying that Embiid likes to hang out on the outside too, it's going to defer rebounds to other guys. Mm-hmm. And you have Halliburton just popped up questionable on this injury report now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
And late, I'm glad we didn't bet it.
Yeah,
I'm glad we didn't bet it then. Okay,
he just popped up, so you got to keep an eye on that. But for Embiid, or for the rebounds now with Harden, PJ Tucker and Harris are also questionable for Philly. We know Maxey's not getting in there and grabbing a ton of boards. This could be the perfect spot for Harden to triple-double.
All right. Yeah, well, let's wait on that news. And I'm glad we didn't bet it because I'd be so pissed. Dude, if it's plus 8.5, I'm taking the Sixers if he sits. They're terrible without him.
Yeah, if he's not in, yeah, just give me Philly. Well, I'm not taking Philly on the spread.
I'm just saying, I
don't do that, but I'll take a performance double.
All right, Atlanta Hawks are plus 3. They're in Miami. The Heat favored at home. Total 229. Tyler, start with you. What are your thoughts here when the Hawks take on the Heat?
I can't believe your line's so up for this game because we got injury news out of this one too. Kevin Love's out, so that's a starter out for Miami.
I don't care about Kevin Love. He doesn't change my line at all.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still a starter out for Miami. Now they got to bounce some stuff around. I kind of like Atlanta here. With Quinn Snyder as the coach, they've looked better. I know they lost the last game, but I think they match up well here. Trae Young's in a spot where he could smash. Point guards against Miami have always done well. They have the wings to slow down Butler. And Capella and Bam pretty much negate each other, and Murray's going to smash too. So I like Atlanta here to win.
All right, that's plus 125 to take them straight up. 229 is a pretty high total there for a Miami Heat game. What do you think, JC?
I hate this game. I mean, when are we going to give up on the Heat? Like, we just kind of keep waiting for him to rebound, keep waiting for the Miami team of last year, and they're just not coming. I think it's a really well-matched game. I think it'll be a great game to watch. I have no interest in betting. I don't think either of these teams will make it. Probably one of them will make it in the playoffs, but I don't think any of them will win an actual playoff game.
You think both teams get swept?
Well, I think one of them makes the play-in, one of them doesn't, and then whoever gets in gets swept by Milwaukee or Boston.
I don't want to see Miami in a play-in.
Aren't they both in the play-in right now? Yeah, they're both 7 and 8 right now.
Well, then one of them will have to win, JC, if they play each other.
Well, I meant actual play-in. I'm not talking actual playoffs. I'm talking a series. They will not win a game within a playoff series. They'll get swept.
I think Jimmy Butler can get a game 3 or game 4 at home. Give me that gentleman sweep there, JC.
I can't sit here and say they're not going to win one game because they definitely, just looking at the way the standings line up right now, they're definitely lined up to be that team after game 1 of one of them first series, where it's like Miami's up 1-0 on Boston. They won that game. Let's see if we get a series now, and then they get 4-1 from there.
Wouldn't you love that coaching advantage too, Spoelstra versus your guy?
Oh, I'd love it.
Regardless, you're not hanging a banner for winning one game. So even if they lose 4-1, who cares?
Welcome to Sacramento. We might.
It's true. That's true. Regardless, I'm tired of losing money on both these teams. I'm tired of thinking they're going to rebound. They're dead. I have no interest in this game.
Speaking of rebounding, what about Clint Capella rebounds, Tyler? We talked about that before.
Yep, I love Clint Capella's rebounds here. I think he can smash Bam in this spot. He's getting more minutes with Quinn Snyder as the coach now. We know he likes a traditional center. But just another thing to touch on with this game on why I like Atlanta. Want to guess Miami's home ATS record? I'll tell you they rank dead last in the league.
Yeah, it's terrible, huh?
9-21-2.
Miami's home?
ATS though, not their.
Miami's home.
Yeah. I was looking at Atlanta. Yeah.
Yep. So that's it. That's just another reason why I like Atlanta here. But other than Capella's rebounds props, I'd be the only guy I'd take for rebounds here. Can't touch Collins. He's not getting the minutes.
Yeah, it's bad news for John Collins. Good point. I can't remember which pod, but they were talking about Snyder didn't run 2 bigs a lot in Utah.
Yeah, it was always Gobert. Just think about that. It was Gobert, and I believe they had the power forward. Sometimes was Bogdanovich. Sometimes it was Rudy Gay.
But wing players.
Yep.
Yeah, he likes 1 center, 4 out.
It's gonna be Capella, and Hunter's probably gonna play the 4 here.
So probably some bad news for Collins, and of course they didn't trade him again. I mean, God. Toronto Raptors +6 in Denver, taking on your favorite player, the favorite.
He's climbing up my list, Brad. He doesn't complain. I'll give him that.
I know. Like after watching Luka, you gotta love Jokic, man.
I was getting pissed watching that game yesterday. I was like,
it's really unattractive. I mean, it's really tough it's a tough watch. Every single play.
It's not basketball in my eyes, but
it's basketball. It's just with a lot of wine. I mean, you might as well send a Napa Valley so much wine. Total here is 229. Nuggets lane 6. What are your thoughts, Tyler?
I'm probably on the Nuggets here. I mean, the Raptors, they're a decent team, but now they're heading to Denver. And Denver, after watching them play Memphis the other night spread and actually sitting down and watching that fourth quarter, that team's really damn good. I mean, when they put it on offense, it's just the other team's got to strap in and just be like, well, hopefully they start to miss shots here soon before they open this up.
Telling Memphis to strap in. Great job, Tyler.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't think Toronto's going to be able to keep up here with Denver at home. So I'm on Denver here. I think they beat them by double digits.
-1,000 cash as Jonathan Nelson shows up after a Lakers win. JC, what are your thoughts?
Man, again, I'm on the same page as Tyler. I don't think very highly of this Toronto squad, especially on the road. Denver being at home, they got Scott Foster officiating too. Nobody loses at the spread at home when Scott Foster is officiating. So pretty easy bet here. I'll gladly lay 6 for a Nuggets bet.
I can't believe we're still talking about Scott Foster.
You imagine what Jokic is going to do to Podol tonight?
Yeah, I think his props are
going to get
very
ugly.
much in play.
Just looking at his matchups with him.
Where's Podol from?
I'm not 100% sure on that one.
You know, JC? He's a foreign player, right?
I mean, name like that.
Yeah, he's foreign. I just couldn't tell you what country he's from. But Jokic's stat lines against him in this recent matchups: 26-8-10, 21-6-10, 41-17-4, 35-17-8. You're a lot of great stat line spreads, but I don't hear 3 double digits. I think he's going to triple double on them, and they're going to win.
All right, what's that?
Totals from Austria.
Oh, okay, and he went to Utah.
And I like, Jokic point props here, over 22.5, pretty safe. Had 2 off games. I mean, only put up 18 on Memphis, 14 on Houston. So I think we see a bounce back spot here. 25 plus for Jokic for sure. Gladly take that. Maybe Tyler can make up a performance double for Jokic.
Oh, the triple double and win.
Oh, that's what it was? Okay.
Plus 160. I know it's low odds.
It's only plus 160?
I mean, they're a 6-point favorite.
His triple double by itself is like minus 130 spread.
Yeah.
I guess he is averaging a triple double this season.
When you go to his game log, 18-18-10, 14-11-10, 40-17-10, 15-13-3, 24-18-13, 14-13-10. I hear a ton of triple doubles.
Yeah. All right, good point.
Especially, I mean, who's gonna against Toronto? Like, who's gonna slow him down?
He gets Poto in foul trouble. Now it's either Siakam or Precious, who have no shot.
Yeah.
Last game of the night. That's right. The Beam Team is back in action, but we're coming off a loss. Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves beat us on Monday night. Now we have a chance to play the New Orleans Pelicans. We're laying 5.5. The total's 237. Tyler, what is your thoughts here when the Sacramento Kings host the New Orleans Pelicans?
Yeah, I think it's another one similar to the first game. We kind of got to wait on injury news. Mm-hmm. We got Fox questionable. We got Joe Val's questionable. Raquan Holmes is questionable, which he really doesn't mean much here. It's mainly the other 2 guys we mentioned. If Fox is in, love the Kings here. If he's out, depending on how far that number drops, if they get to say -2, 2.5, probably still on the Kings because I think Monk and Mitchell can still hold down that point guard spot. I'm not as worried about the Pelicans if they're missing both their bigs. And Sabonis should be able to feast on the boards. If Fox is out, love his triple-double prop also. Maybe we'll build a little triple-double parlay, him, Harden. And if we could find somebody else, maybe we'll just do a double-double. So we'll see if we could build something before the end of the show as a long shot parlay with those guys. But do like the Kings here as long as Fox is in and depending on where the number goes if he's out.
I don't know if he's going to play. That's really disappointing for him to have this less.
What do you think the number goes to if he's out?
3.5.
And I might stay away then.
I mean, it's a pretty big drop off to Donovan Mitchell. I mean, not Donovan Mitchell. What's his guy?
Davion. But CJ doesn't play much defense. So if we get another Davion Mitchell game like he had the last time out there, we'll be set.
Yeah. And obviously, Davion's a pretty good defender. Let's see if CJ has an off night. JC, what are your thoughts on the coolest team in the NBA?
I think this Pelicans team is so injury riddled. I don't think it really matters. Like, yeah, it kind of hurts them with Fox out, but I still like them. I mean, they're at home. The lack of, the depth New Orleans had to go to due to these injuries. I mean, almost their whole starting lineup's out. CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram can only carry this team so far. So tough to see Fox out, but I think it's still an easy win. Playing a team like the Pelicans, Sacramento shouldn't have any trouble winning even without Fox.
I love to hear it. That was a great breakdown. That's some good work right there. All right. Anything more on this card before we get to everybody's favorite portion? You know, we don't have Gregory Russo coming in the chat anymore, just asking for the best bets 5 minutes in the show. I'm kind of disappointed about that.
I got some props from that Sacramento game.
Let's hear it.
New Orleans side.
Let's hear it.
CJ McCollum over 22 points. One of my favorite bets throughout.
Even if Davion starts?
Yeah, dude, I don't know what it is. This CJ line does not move. Like, no matter who's playing, it just doesn't move. It's such an easy
because bet. Nobody bets CJ McCollum. Like, who cares about CJ McCollum?
You should if you want to make money. And then conversely,
good answer.
Conversely, Brandon Ingram. So he's kind of like with these injuries, he's stepped up. He's had some big games. His point prop has gone up like 5 points. It's insane the change it's seen. So I'll take the under on that and the over on McCollum. Makes for a nice little few wagers for this game.
That's funny. Instinctively, I was going to go the opposite there because I think the Ingram's got a better matchup against us if Fox is out. And right now, I'm leaning towards Fox sitting.
But Brandon Ingram's point prop is at 27.5. You think he's going to put up 28?
I got this game projected pretty high. I think there could be a lot of overs in this game.
Fine. But don't ride that one. Just take McCollum over.
No, I'll bet it with you. I mean,
that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Man, don't worry. I'm not going to go to your store and cause problems there, JC. All right, Tyler. Time for the best bets. Go ahead and give your promo code out with your best bet of the day. Side, total, and prop.
Tyler. My mic was muted and my computer was freezing up. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Looking at it, go to JC first. I'm still trying to do something over here.
JC, give me the best bet for the day and give the people the promo code if they want 15% off. RunPureSports.com, that NBA playbook. 4-1 yesterday. We're going undefeated tonight.
Zargo 15, man. Plug it in. Get yourself 15% off. Come join the winners. It's all we do here. It's all we know how to do. I was digging that Ingram prop, but getting a little bit of hate from spread on it. I'm going to take Jokic over 22.5. I just don't see this Toronto team be able to slow him down. As I said, I like to bounce back over 22.5 points for Jokic tonight.
All right. Taking a foreign player that doesn't complain all freaking game. That was so annoying yesterday. Tyler, best bet for the day, and give everybody the promo code if you love performance doubles, parlays, and winners from the kid.
Yeah, if this cashes, I expect a lot of new signups with the promo code Tyler15.
Okay.
100-1. James Harden to triple-double. Sabonis to triple-double. Capella to have a double-double. Take a large pizza, put it on that. When it cashes, sign up for a year. Use the code Tyler15, and you'll get 15% off.
And that's healthier than a large pizza, too.
Exactly.
I mean, obesity is a problem here in America. So don't buy the pizza. Play Tyler's parlay. Let me look at the projections real quick. I did not plan this well. What was the one? Okay, so I like the Blazers. Now, give me the Nuggets. Give me the Nuggets -6. I like the Nuggets to go ahead and win. Yeah, Nades, we don't do that, right? We're over here drinking muscle milk, right, Nades? Drinking muscle milk, rooting for Giannis. Let's go. But give me the Nuggets -6. My promo code is spread15. Get access to that NBA playbook. We've been on fire lately. We went 6-0 Friday night. Tough day on Saturday, right? Well, we go 2-3, but we bounced back with 4-1. So overall, it's a winning weekend. We want you to get involved, and that's how you do it. So one of my favorite parts of the week, and that's when JC Zargo gives us words of wisdom.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know, but Wednesday is International Women's Day. So I would just like to close with some wise words from the great Robin Fenty.
Who's Robin Fenty for ignorant people like me?
Why don't you just, okay, so let me, yeah. She's from Barbados, and she has one of my favorite quotes, and especially when you watch this show, or Tyler knows where this is going. Tyler knows, or if you follow his tags, his parlays, you get to say one of the greatest phrases ever coined, and it's from Robin Fenty, and that is, "Bitch better have my money."